Yo, what's up guys, my name's Bear the Buff, or Bear, whatever you want to call me, and in today's video I want to just talk about Battleborn basically. So with the release of the beta the other day, I've been playing this game an absolute shit ton, and I'm adoring the game so much. I just wanted to basically make this video to talk about my opinions and thoughts about the game, and just what I like, what I dislike, what I think is good, what I think might need to be changed, just stuff like that, because I really do enjoy this game, and it's a game that I've been looking forward to be playing for a very long time. Now before I start, like I say, I really enjoy this game, since it released. I've been playing it an absolute shit ton. I'm about level 16, 17 I think, somewhere around there, and I've just been recording gameplay over and over. I can't stop playing this game really. I absolutely love it because it's just that much fun. Now that's not to say it doesn't have its issues. It does have its issues, but then again, what game doesn't these days? A lot of games, when they're released, they do have issues, and I guess the beta, even though it is to test the connection and stuff and the game, it is to see what's good, what's bad, and what could be changed. Because like I say, this is the beta, and this could be changed from the main game. We really don't know. From now to the main game, there could be a lot of differences. So obviously this is only the beta stage. A lot of this will still be in the main game. So even though there are stuff that's going to be changed, this is sort of a solid idea of what the game will be so far. So I want to start off with just the things I like, the pros about the game, what I think is really good, and what I think will appeal to a lot of people. Now the first thing is the character variety. Now when I got onto the Battleborn Beta, the first thing I did was go down to the command section and look at all the Battleborn characters. And there are so many to choose from. There are 25 characters in total, and they all have their own skills, their own skill class setup, their own skill tree, their own just everything. They are each unique in their own way. They all have their own dialogue, they all have their own skins and taunts, and it really is cool. The variety is amazing, and that really shows in the game. Because of the variety of characters, there's such variety of playstyles. So you've got characters like Oscar Mike, who's a very you can take control of points with his grenade launcher and stuff, and you can really push up, but you can also sit back and just pick off people and try and whittle people down for your teammates to go and finish off and stuff. And it just means that the game can always be fun, and there's always going to be a different sort of perspective in the game. So if you're playing as a melee character, you can obviously be very rushy and very just attacking and pushing the enemy team back. And then if you play as someone like Miko, who's a very healer, very support class, you're going to have a different sort of aspect to the game. You're going to have a different play style, so the game will be different than when playing with a melee character, and that to me just makes it always fun. It makes it always doing something different, and that appeals to me. I think it will to a lot of people. Also there's the combinations. So like I said, with Miko, he's a support character. If you put him with a tank character, and the tank character pushes forward with the Miko behind, the Miko is constantly healing the tank character, and you can just keep pummeling the people, the opponents. And it's really good to combine characters like that. I know that's the very sort of basic one in a lot of games, and I know that's the one probably people have already seen, but just stuff like that can really be helpful to the team and makes you be able to push the opponents back and capitalize on them and be able to win the game. Another thing that increases the variety is the loadouts. Now I'll talk more about this after I've explained how you get them basically. But the loadouts do increase a lot more in the variety section of the game. So to start off, the story is awesome. We've only got 2 missions so far, and I think there's about 9 in the main game or something like that. But the 2 missions we have are so good. One of the best things about them is they are just huge. The first mission I think took me an hour or more on my own, and that's one mission. And they're so good because they have multiple bosses. With the bosses have a lot of cool mechanics. They have big areas with loads of different enemies, loads of variety of how you take on your opposition and how you fight the bosses and everything. And it's just really fun. A good thing about it as well is it's not just go here, kill these, go there, kill them, oh you've killed them, now we can move on. There's a lot of different things you have to do in the missions to continue on in the mission, and that means that it's not just boring kill these enemies. So for example, Destiny, Destiny the Strikes, you have lots of just like go here, clear these enemies out, push on, and it's just bullet sponge enemies that gets really boring. Whereas with this, it's very variety of enemies. Sometimes you'll have like you have to stand on portals and you have to shoot. Like this one mission, you have to stand on this portal and shoot one of your teammates over if you're playing with someone, and then they have to do something and open the door, and it's just stuff like that. It's small stuff, it's basic simple stuff, but it really does add to the variety that the game offers. Now like I said, the bosses have really cool mechanic. In the first mission you fight a boss called Jeff, who's this spider tank thing. Now instead of just shooting him continuously and getting his health down to 0, as the fight goes on you'll move to the left and to the right into these buildings. I think after a third of his health's gone down, you'll go into the left building, and when you get into the left building there'll be a bunch of enemies around, and there's also enemies outside, but when you get into the building the enemies around, you've got to kind of clear out them, and you have to stand on these platforms to be able to let this gas out. And the gas, like, because Jeff's acting like a spider and acting like the gas is affecting him and stuff, and he then jumps out, and then you can start whittling down again, and it's just really cool. And that's also what I mean about like the game is just so class, because like he's a robot, but he keeps thinking he's a spider, and that's where the Borderlands humour comes into it, and that's what makes it even more fun. So, and that, like I say, there's the mechanics are just really cool. So you've got that with the spider boss, and then you also fight this I forgot his name now, but he's like an ice boss in the first mission. I think he's the second or third boss, and he's really cool because you can only damage him by shooting him in the chest. That's his weak point, and everywhere else is immune. And as the fight goes on, he'll turn into like this crystal ice thing, and he sort of heals his life back up, and you've got to destroy that ice as quick as you can so he doesn't regain as much health. And it's like I say, it's stuff like that. It's really, really simple stuff. It's not hard to think of. A lot of people can think of it, but it does just make the game that much better. Now to move on to the online, this online is really, really awesome. As I was saying about the character variety, it's always really fun. But it's hard to say that an online competitive is fun nowadays, because so many versus games have these OP and broken stuff that everyone starts to abuse, and it makes the game less fun. It makes it so you sort of have to use that, or people think you have to use that to be able to compete and to be able to do well, which isn't the case. And with this game, they have really done a good job of like balancing it. Like there are a few things here and there that I think are going to change, which I'll speak about in a sec. But the game, apart from that, is very balanced, and it really is based on like skill. So if you know when to sort of get out of a situation, you can get out of a situation. If you know when to push, if you know when to do stuff, it really helps be able to win the game and capitalise on your opponents. Because it's not just like, oh, this one character's OP, everyone use him. Which also is a good thing, because like it being a MOBA, well, not a MOBA, but being as it's got that MOBA-esque style to it, you can't be more than this, like there can't be more than one character in a game. So you can't have 2 Wraths online, you can't have 2 Fawns in a story, just stuff like that. And it makes it like, if there was a character that was broken, it wouldn't be able to abuse that much anyway, because there's only one of them, which is really good. Now online there are 2 game modes. There's Incursion and Meltdown. Now Incursion is, it's 5v5, and you have little minions that go into the middle and they have to fight each other and stuff like that. And it's basically what it comes down to is each team has like 2 sort of spider tank things. One quite close to the middle of the map, and then one further to the base. And it's basically your job to push the enemies back and push onto their tanks and damage their tanks, and whoever destroys the tanks first, or when the time runs out, whoever's done the most damage wins the game. And that's really cool, because like I was saying about the combinations you can do, if you can work well with your team to push the enemy back and be able to like get round and shut them down and kill enemies, it's really good to be able to push onto the tank then. And it's really cool because it's not just simply run at each other and kill. It can be sometimes, but if you're playing with a good team and you're playing against a good team, it can be a really tactical game, and it really becomes really fun. Now Meltdown is similar to Incursion, as you've got the robots and like the little minions and they push forward, but when your minions basically have to get to like portals and little things in the map, and when them minions get to them portals they sort of add points to your score, and then first to 500, or again after the time limit runs out, whoever's got the most wins the game. And this is actually like a really tactical game, because if you don't have people working on them robots, it doesn't matter how many kills you get, it doesn't matter how good you are, or how many good like amount of team kills you get, I guess. It doesn't matter, because them robots getting through are going to win. Like, I was playing a game the other day, and I was playing with a team, and we were dominating them with kills. We had like 12 more kills than them as a team, and they won because the robots were just getting through. Well, like the little minions were just getting through, and we couldn't do anything about it because we were kind of just letting them pass, I guess. So then it can be a really tactical game, and can really base on like setting teammates to go and work on minions, setting teammates to hold enemies off your minions, stuff like that. It can really become tactical. And like I say, both are very fun game modes to play, especially with friends. If there's one thing I say about this game, playing it with friends is even more fun, because then you can like communicate, and it really helps to be able to play better on the online. The next thing is character customization. Now, this is only the beta, and it's only been out a few days, so we haven't really got a lot of time to level up and unlock loads of stuff for the characters. So there could be a lot more stuff, especially in the final game. But the skins and taunts and so far that we can see are really, really cool. Each character has their own taunts, but some of the skins are kind of like based across, like you have different colours that are on the same sort of colours across different characters. But each character has their own taunts, and it means you can really like personalise your character to suit you, like what you like. And especially is when you kill people in the online, you can taunt them. You can be a real arsehole with that if you want to, I guess. And you can really make your character personal to you. Now, apart from that, there isn't much to say about the character customization, because, as I say, it's only been out a few days. But one thing I think I would like to see is just like with the skins a bit more, I don't know, I guess variety. Because in Borderlands, if you've played Borderlands, the skins that they have done are just insane. There's loads of different colours, different patterns, different stuff, and it really like is cool, some of the skins you can get. Whereas in Battleborn, it's very just like, oh, this is pink, this is blue. It still does, it is cool to still unlock these skins, and especially the last ones you get for the characters. I've seen them and they look really cool. But I think it would be better if they had some more just in-depth skins rather than just a plain colour, or like a blue, like a pink, and I think that would be a lot better. Now, one thing that I don't think a lot of people would have noticed, but it's something that I've certainly noticed, and I think it's so good that they've done this, and that's the reconnection system. So basically, if you get kicked out of a game, or you leave a game, or your application suspended, something like that on your system, if you come back onto the game and search for the same game mode, it will say a recent game you've been in is still going on. Do you want to join back? And it's insane how long this stays on for, because I was playing the other day and I loaded up my Elgato to start recording, and I had HDCP on my system on, so I had to turn that off, and when I turned that off it closed the application. So I was like, oh fuck's sake, I just got into a game. So I went back on the game, searched for it, and I was able to get back into the same game. And I just think that's great, because if you lose connection, you can join back in, and you keep your same level that you were, you keep everything like that, you keep the same character you're on, and it's really, really good. Now, the thing about this is it also can be a bad thing, because one thing I will say is if people are to leave the game, like rage quit or whatever, and they don't join back, then that character stays on the scoreboard as disconnected for the rest of the game, and then you're stuck with 1 man down or 2 man down or whatever. You are stuck with less people, and then that just straight away means that you've just got less chance of winning. Like, I was playing a game the other day, and the second we got in 1 person left, I was like, oh, that's great. And then as we were playing, I was doing quite good. I was on like 6 kills, 0 deaths, and I was pushing the enemy back and stuff. I was doing my job as on the team. And then we got further and another person left, and I was just like, okay, so now it's 5 people against 3. However good we do as a 3-man team, it's going to be hard to push these back, because that's 2 Battleborn characters above us. And then if they can capitalise on that, they can get more kills, they can get more XP, and then they're not only 5 against 3, but they're 5 high level people against 3 mid level people, I guess. And it's just, that's one thing that can get really frustrating, is when people leave. Now that's kind of overall the things I really like about the game. Obviously there's little things here and there, but they're the main sort of things that I can point out that I think will really appeal to a lot of people. Now there aren't that many bad things really. I couldn't really think of that many things. There was just a few things that can get annoying and could probably do with changing for the main game. Start off with, I thought I'd point out the most obvious one, and that's the wait times. Now, if any of you watching have played the beta and you played the beta the first day, it took forever to get onto the servers. Then when we finally got onto the servers, you're in a queue most of the time. Now, that's bad enough, but the wait times I'm talking about is when you're in the game. So you have to wait like 30 seconds for a lobby to be made. You then have to wait a minute for it to sort of construct the lobby. You then have to wait like 90 seconds for people to pick their characters, which some people just take the mick. I don't know why. Like I sometimes will wait for people to pick so I can pick around their characters so we can do better. But it just takes too long. And then a lot of the time it'll say like, oh, lost connection. Then you have to wait another 30 seconds for another lobby to be made, and it just gets really irritating. Now I don't mind it as much, but I have been in party with people and stuff that this has got on their nerves, and so I can see why this would get on people's nerves. But I think if they just sort of lowered the time or just did something to reduce how much we have to wait, because we want to play the game, do you know what I mean? We don't want to be waiting in random menus. It just gets boring. Now apart from that, there is just a few things sort of in characters that are a bit too powerful or a bit too broken, I guess. And the first one I need to mention is Raph's super. Now Raph's super, his triangle ability, is too good. It is just too good. Every time it's used on me, I'm dead unless I'm a higher level than him or I'm able to grab him out of it. And what I mean by that is, one character I've been playing is Shane Norox. One of her abilities is you can throw Aurochs at someone and pull them towards you. Now if you can catch Raph in his super, you can take him out his super, which is a really good thing. But his super is just too good. First of all, you move quicker than most characters can run. Most of the time when I get killed by it, he's still doing the animation after I'm dead, so it lasts forever. And it does mad damage, and it juggles you, pretty much. So you can't really move anywhere. It's something that is so hard to get away from, and I think it just needs to be like shortened, or the movement speed needs to be lowered a bit. This is what I mean. I know it's a special ability, I know it's a super ability, but with other supers you have to like aim it, you have to use it very precisely. And with this one, you can just jump into an enemy, click triangle, or Y if you're on Xbox. I don't know if it's on. I think it's only on PS4. But either way, you can just click triangle, and you just start spinning and just beats the crap out of everyone around him. And it's just so hard to get away from and so stupid. It gets really irritating. That's the only thing I can sort of think of for characters. I think there's a few characters that sort of like things would be a little changed, but that was the main one that pointed out to me really bad. Like the second it started happening, I could tell. And the next thing is people leaving. Now I know this isn't really Battleborn's like con, it's more of like a just competitive game in general. But I think what games need to start doing is punishing people for leaving. I'm sick of playing in games. Like I've played in multiple games now where I've been playing with some friends or something, and we've been doing quite well, and the enemy team just decide to leave. Now I understand you, if you find it hard to play against a team, it gets annoying, but leaving is just, it ruins the game, because then one person leaves and then someone else thinks, oh, we've only got 4 people now, I'm already losing, might as well leave. They leave, which then leaves more people to leave, and it becomes like a train of people leaving, and it gets annoying then because it kills the whole game. It's just stupid. It's something that games really need to stop punishing people for, because they shouldn't just leave. They should have to finish the game. If they went into the game, like, it's not other people's fault for them being bad. So if you're playing in a game and one of your teammates is really bad and they leave, that shouldn't be people on the team that's doing good. It shouldn't be them getting punished by losing because that person's bad. Do you know what I mean? It's not. I don't think that's fair. And I think that they need to start punishing people like, I don't know, loss of XP. They need some way of making people not want to leave, because it's too easy for people to just say, oh, I'm leaving, I'll leave. And it, like I say, it just kills the whole game. Now another thing is I haven't got all the characters yet. Obviously the game's only been out, well, the beta's only been out for a couple of days. I haven't been able to get all the characters, and I probably don't think I will be able to, but because I don't have all of them, I really don't know like any of the later characters, and if they have any problems, if they have any overpowered stuff, if they have anything that needs to be, I guess, buffed and not powerful enough. But if there is something in the future that I find, I can always make videos on it and tell you guys about it and what I think, if it should be changed, if it shouldn't, stuff like that. But that's really it, guys, for like what I like and dislike. Obviously, as I said earlier, there are little things that I like here and there, but they're just the main things that I wanted to point out, so that it gives people a base idea of what's good and what's bad. And as I say, I've really enjoyed the game, even though there are a few bad points. I really couldn't care. I have loved this game so much since it's come out in the beta, because I've been looking to play it for ages, and I'm going to continue playing it and probably get it in May. So I'm also going to get some character reviews coming up, because I've been recording a bunch of different characters, and I just want to talk about not their whole skill tree, but their main abilities and what they're good at and stuff, because there are some characters that I've really enjoyed, and there's also some characters that have really pissed me off. So I'll probably talk about them too, because that'll probably be quite funny. So like I say, I love this game, and if you haven't downloaded it yet, you should definitely download it, especially if you're like a Borderlands fan, because if you're a Borderlands fan, this is kind of like Borderlands-esque style, but it gives you an idea of a different type of game, so like MOBA sort of style. And I think it was Gearbox that said they don't want it to just be a MOBA, they want it to be a multiple variety of things. And I think that's something that's like really going to make this game stand out to others, because it's not just a MOBA, it's not just an RPG and stuff like that. It's got so many different aspects of so many different styles and genres of games that it really is its own game. But yeah, guys, like I say, if you haven't downloaded it, definitely download it, you'll enjoy it. So, but yeah, guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope it helped you decide whether you want to play it or not, and I hope you can agree with some of the stuff I've said. But yeah, apart from that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.